Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be redesigning Laguna Blue. I decided to do this because between generations 1 and 2, there wasn't really that much of a design change in her design, but there definitely was between 2 and 3. So I sort of wanted to take that prompt of what would I do if given the prompt fashionable daughter of Creature of the Black Lagoon. So starting out here with my inspiration board, if you will, just starting out with a bunch of reference pictures of the creature himself, as well as just some pictures of like ocean waves and some blue slime I found that I really like the color of, and up top there was that book that was a childhood favorite of mine, and I was kind of thinking of incorporating that into her hair and face up. Here I was just, blocking out my general silhouette for her, definitely taking that angular silhouette of the creature and those flared hips, as well as blocking out some gill designs and scale designs for her and how they would differentiate along her body. I definitely wanted her personality to be sort of, that sporty girl, the fish out of water trope, as well as having her be, the sensitive and wise one. And I definitely wanted to keep her heritage of being half nymph and half sea monster, because I definitely always thought that was interesting, especially because they completely forgot it later on. Here I was sort of thinking of having her have sort of like operculum lips, like, the little like triangles that fish have on the sides of her mouth. I wasn't really sure how it was looking at first, but I think I was able to like figure out how it worked with her expression and all. Then I was just trying to figure out, practice with how that would look with different expressions, if it would read, if it would detract from her ability to emote as a character, but I ended up liking how it looked. Then I'm just, blocking out her general face shape and her ear designs, because the design on the left is definitely like how I usually draw it. It's just very big fin waves, and then I wanted to sort of incorporate the ears from the creature onto that, as well as just giving her, a very square face to sort of just give her a distinct like facial silhouette as compared to the rest of the cast, which, let me know if you want me to redesign them as well. Here I had the blocking out of her back fin, and I was trying to figure out an outfit for her that would accommodate all of her extra fins and gills and scales, sort of taking in the vibe of a 1950s playsuit, while also sort of giving it a jersey look too, which I think was fun. Here I was playing around with hairstyle and headscarf specifically, because that's also very 50s, and I thought it'd be very cute to sort of have her have this sort of like sporty vintage style about her. I just think it'd be fun. I'm a big fan of vintage fashion. I feel like I incorporate it into a lot of my designs, but I also think it really fits for Monster High, especially, that whole classic Universal film Monsters era. So here I'm just blocking out how the fabric would work in tandem with her fin, playing around with how she might tie it in sort of the notched area of her fins, where like a crop top type deal, lowering the silhouette of her fin just so she can wear high-waisted pants still. Just, give it a little bit more flexibility as a fashion doll in terms of design. Here I'm playing around with her hair silhouette, blocking out her whole outfit, taking all these pieces together from the design process and sort of trying to figure it out how it would work as an entire silhouette, see if it would look good. So I gave her this little like briefcase that fish can be kept in to be transported for Laguna or for Neptuna, because I thought that'd be fun, as well as a tied belt, because I thought that'd tie in with her headscarf pretty well. I also wanted to give her some rubber boots, because she's out in the water, she's getting wet, she's splashing around. Here I was going to experiment with the first of my color palettes. So definitely taking that sort of like dark green skin tone of the creature, mixing it with some very vibrant aquas and dark blues. Wasn't really set on what color I wanted Neptuna to be, because I was just sort of playing around with it, Here, in terms of her hair, I wanted her to have sort of like bleached tips with like the roots growing out. Like she had short hair, a few months ago, and now it's starting to grow out, and her roots are showing. Some blue streaks and aqua streaks. I wanted her fins to have that, same clear plastic vibe to them as they did in the original. So her first color palette here is definitely very green forward. A couple bits of gold here and there, but as you'll see in a second here, I end up not being super satisfied with the look of this. I just felt like it was just a little bit too much green. I wanted a little bit more differentiation there. Wanted some more clear silhouette, so I added, some more gold here and there, but I still wasn't super happy with it. So I decided to put that design off to the side and start again. So here is definitely a very blue forward design. So I started out with, you know, the blue hair, the teal bits, taking inspiration from the cover of the book at the top of the inspiration board. Similar skin tone, I might have chosen the exact same one, not sure, but just blocking out there and the fin because I was happy with the fin color. And then just incorporating more aqua throughout her design, some electric blue. Still bringing in some of that gold. I just feel like it's a very good sort of way to offset all the cool tones. It's also blue, green, and yellow is my favorite color scheme, and I use it in pretty much everything. Here I came up with the ideas for how to have those sort of like mermaid scale like shorts, like the sequence that you like brush back and forth, and that definitely keeps true for the rest of the design, but I wasn't really 100%. So here I'm just sort of like comparing the two and definitely trying to bring them all together in this final one on the right over here, and then bringing the blue design and the green design together and trying to take a little bit from each of those, simplify it, you know, have it be a good blend between the very blue and the very green version, so it has a very, you know, sort of balanced color scheme. Here I was playing with her hair a little bit more, trying to figure out how everything would work, as well as giving her some accessories, because I feel like I definitely need to be more conscious of the accessories that I give characters, because I feel like I'm very like close focused, and then at the end they just have no accessories. So I definitely wanted to try to incorporate that throughout her design from the early stages. And then I ended up copying the hair from the middle onto the one on the right, because I definitely liked the sort of blonde and brown look a lot better than like just having it be solely blue haired. Then I'm just defining it with some aqua, because I definitely still wanted her to have those iconic streaks. I just think it's a very fun detail from the original that her hair is dyed blue from the chlorine and rust in the water in the Monster High pools. I just think that's really fun. So I definitely wanted to do a similar thing here. Then here I was just sort of blocking out her hair silhouette in a little bit more detail. I sort of wanted to have a Ray Toro vibe in the shape of it and the hang of it. So just having that. And instead of having it just be her roots grown out, I had it also be sort of like a brown sort of like section that's not dyed underneath for the final design. So definitely something that evolved throughout the course of this. And definitely something that evolved in all, because I sort of, you know, have my own way of drawing Lagoona Blue that's not really like canon accurate, but it's the way that I draw her. And this was just sort of like starting from scratch. How would I draw it if just working from Creature of the Black Lagoon? And obviously it does have, you know, original Lagoona influences on it, but I feel like that's just because like Monster High is something that's very intrinsically like deeply locked in with like the history of my own art style developing. So I feel like it's gonna still look like Lagoona in the end. So here I have the line art. You didn't see any of that process because it is done on paper with ink, and then I scan it in. So here I'm just basing out the flats from the thumbnail version of the design document. Not really much to say about this part, but I can say that the total design process, start to finish, of the mood board to getting those final thumbnails, that took only about an hour, but the speed paint overall by the end of it took about 2.5 total. So 3.5 hours total working on this art, not including the line art for the final version here. Here I messed up my layers because at first I was going to have them all be on one layer, and then I changed my mind. Here I'm just making some scale sheets for her little trunks. I feel like they didn't quite end up reading as a play suit super much, but that's okay. I feel like it doesn't not read once you say it, but I feel like from a distance it definitely just sort of reads more as like basketball jersey and gym shorts. That's okay. Here I'm adding some, well, a second ago I was adding some of those like metal details to Neptuna's little briefcase there. I felt like it was sort of, had the same vibe as Gil's house in the, like the one frame that you see it. Here I'm trying to get that sequin texture just from an image from the Creative Commons, but I didn't really end up liking it, so I decided trying to just do it by hand, and then I was like, it doesn't look very good. You know, if I say it's the mermaid sequence, it's mermaid sequence. Good enough. I also added in the line art this little sort of like fishnet knee brace to her right leg. I just thought that'd be a fun little detail, you know, help sell the sportiness as well as add some more detail. Here I'm working on her face up, and the lips gave me a lot of trouble. I could not fucking decide what color I wanted them to be. So I went back and forth that a lot. I think I changed it pretty much till the very end. For the background, just use a picture of the beach that I took when I was at college, because I went to school for marine bio and then I didn't use my degree because I'm living in a landlocked state now. But here are the shading for her legs. I was sort of imagining like the same sort of like texture to the sculpt as like the legs and arms on Bonita Femur, like that sort of very moth fuzzy texture, but make it a little bit scalier looking. So I definitely think that like this doll would be doable in doll form. I don't feel like it's too complex of a design. The sculpting would be a little bit more, simplified on terms of design, but it's a full piece, so, add a little bit more detail here and there just so it pops. So just adding highlights, and her shoes, the goldfish on the blue background, were definitely inspired by one of the tanks at the Monterey Bay Aquarium that I was very lucky to visit this summer. It was the mackerel tank. It looked like a chapel in there. Very beautiful, very gorgeous. Here I'm just shading her hair. I feel like this is definitely where it like starts coming together in my mind for me. Like, hair is my favorite thing to draw, so I was very happy with how it came out for her. Just adding some more shading to everything. I wanted her little heels to be like a block of sand. I thought, that was fun, as well as just a little piece of like ship net or ship rope tied around the end of her ankles. So we're getting about to the end of this speed paint here, and just adding the final touches to everything. The colors I decided going on for Neptuno were just based off of a real-life piranha. Nothing too simple, but I definitely like how she came out. I think it looks cute. Then I was just adding the color to the background, trying to make it look a little bit more Black Lagoon, and here's the final reveal. So you can definitely get a close-up, pause and look at all the details if you want. I'm definitely pretty happy with how it came out. I feel like she definitely reads as Creature of the Black Lagoon. I feel like you definitely get like sporty yet sensitive from her. I really like how her silhouette turned out, all the shapes of her. I'm really happy with it. Let me know what you think. And then here's just a comparison between all the generations and my design. I feel like my design really sticks out here because my art style is pretty different. But, I'm happy. I still feel like, it takes a little bit of the elements from all of the previous generations, and, I like how it looks. So, that's that. Let me know what you think. Do you like it better? Do you like it worse? Which of generations is your favorite? If you designed Lagoona Blue, let me know what she looks like in your version. I'm always happy to take constructive criticism and look at others in the community. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun redesigning her. Here's just another little shot of the details before we get going here. If you enjoyed this, I will be making videos every other week. And you can find me on all of my social medias. I'm on Twitter and Instagram for art at the URLs here. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye!